The body keeps things the mind has let go. Not on purpose, not in any order that makes sense. A smell stops you mid-step. A temperature makes you forget where you are. A texture pulls you across decades in a single second. And suddenly, you're not here anymore. You're there, somewhere you haven't thought about in years. The body is an archive we don't control. And sometimes, it decides to open a drawer we forgot existed. Lately, I've been noticing that more. The moments when my body remembered something my mind had completely forgotten. Not big memories, small ones, specific ones, the kind that arrive without permission. The weight of a piece of chalk in your hand, light, almost nothing, and yet you feel it. The dustiness on your fingers, that faint resistance as it touches the board, the sound, the dry, sharp whisper as it moves, and the smell, that powdery, unmistakable smell that only chalk has. Satisfaction, focus, a strange kind of comfort. Irrespective of the size of the chalk fragments, I was fascinated by them. Small ones, broken ones, perfect new ones. Even after I started using a fountain pen at school, I still carried chalk with me. Always 2 or 3 small pieces in my bag. Not to write, to blot the ink when it overflowed. Chalk followed me even when it no longer had a reason to. I didn't know I was storing that exact feel of it, the sound, the smell, but my body kept it anyway. What object did your body love like that? Something you held so often, it became a part of your hand. Porur. The early days. There weren't many houses then, just empty plots stretching in every direction, and our house standing alone, like a lone warrior. At night, all kinds of insects visited us. Creatures I had never seen before, strangers. But during the rainy season, everything changed. One rain after another, and then water everywhere. I remember standing on the terrace, looking down at a deluge. Brown water, still in some places, rippling in others when a cycle passed or a bike cut through it. The sky reflected in parts of it. Tree shadows stretched across it. Leaves floated from one end of the street to another. Occasionally, even coconut tree branches surrendering to the slow movement of water. Our house stood there, in the middle of it all. We weren't allowed to go outside, of course. There could be infections, hidden dangers. Sometimes even water snakes wiggled past. On days of heavy rain, schools were shut. But when the rain stopped, schools reopened, which meant we had to wade through the water to reach the main road. And strangely, I looked forward to it. With my sibling beside me, water up to our knees, sometimes even higher, moving slowly, carefully, laughing. If I spotted a friend while wading, that moment felt like pride, as if the whole street was watching me walk through water. After the rain ended, it took 3 or 4 days for the water to drain. The first couple of days were still fun, cool, fresh. But by the last day, the water thinned. The road turned slushy, sticky, awkward. And then the smell arrived. Pungent, moist, unpleasant. A mixture of moss, wet earth, and something slightly rotting. I never forgot that smell. Even now, when I pass muddy roads after waterlogging dries up, my body takes me back there. The smell was not pleasant, but the memories were. That's the thing about the body. It doesn't only keep the beautiful things, it keeps everything. And sometimes an unpleasant smell opens a door to something you loved. What smell do you hate that you also can't help but love? Upstate New York, peak winter. 4 of us stayed in a house near the university. No car. We walked everywhere. Friday night, me and Rajiv. Grocery run. The store allowed us to take the trolley home and return it the next morning. So we filled it. Vegetables, groceries, a heavy cart. While walking to the store, we passed a bank. Outside it, a digital display showed the temperature. Until then, we had been fine. Cold, but manageable. Then we saw the number. -9 Fahrenheit. -23 Celsius. Something shifted after that. The cold became real because it now had a name. On the way back, that number kept repeating in our heads, and with every step, the cold felt sharper. The hardest part was the bridge. We had to push the heavy trolley across it. Halfway through, the wheel got stuck in a crevice. Right on top of the bridge, freezing river below. Our gloves weren't helping anymore. The metal wouldn't move. Our faces burned with cold. Breath came out in quick clouds. We had to remove the gloves. The moment bare skin touched metal, everything changed. It wasn't cold anymore. It was pain that hadn't arrived yet. We struggled, hands shaking, pain that still hadn't found its name. After a long fight, the trolley came free. I don't even remember how we walked after that. It's blank. We reached home, numb. I opened the hot water tap and placed my hands under it. Steam rose. I could see it, but I couldn't feel anything. My hands were bluish. I kept them there, waiting, watching steam without sensation. Then the heater, then back to water, then heater again. I saw Rajiv doing the same thing. Slowly, very slowly, life returned. Even now, when I feel extreme cold, my body goes back to that bridge, to those bluish hands, to that steam I could see but not feel. The body doesn't forget what almost broke it. What did your body survive that it won't let you forget? The body is an archive we don't control. It keeps chalk, it keeps moss, it keeps cold, and sometimes, without warning, it opens a drawer and says, "Remember this? You were here. You felt this. You survived this." The body doesn't ask if you are ready. It just remembers. If today something pulls you back, a smell, a texture, a temperature. Don't fight it. Your body is trying to tell you something. Not a lesson, just a truth. You were there, and part of you still is. This is Saki, wishing you a very good night and an even better tomorrow.